Hi, everyone. Tony Martinez here with Latino Tax Pro, and I'm glad you're with us yet again for another great webinar and interview with another expert. Today, we have Dallin with ZipBooks. Dallin, how's it going?
Great, great. How are you doing, Tony?
Great. Midweek. What's today? Thursday? Today Thursday?
Thursday, yeah. It goes by fast.
I was going to say hump day, but that was yesterday.
Yeah.
Today's Thursday. No, yeah. And so we're just kind of going on. We just came back from the San Diego Tax Forum, the last IRS Tax Forum. And so now we are getting ready for our regional seminars this fall and the next couple of months. And we're also going to be attending the software companies like Drake Software, TaxWise, and TaxSlayer. They have their own user conferences. So we usually go to those.
Yeah, no, those are fun.
Yeah, yeah. What about you guys? Do you guys ever go to any events and conferences?
We do, and we're going to more and more. We went to the Latino Tax Fest, which everybody knows it's a great place to be. It was a lot of fun, a lot of exposure, and you'll definitely be seeing us around more and more conferences. I think for the rest of the year, I think we're going to hang tight and hit some more next year. But yeah, conferences are great. It's nice to get out of the office. It's nice to do something a little different and to meet a whole lot of people. So it's fun.
Yeah, because that's the best way to understand their needs and understand the industry, and also network with other exhibitors there as well, right? Do you get, like in Vegas, were you able to connect with other exhibitors that were there also?
Yeah, we did. And just as we were talking off air a little bit, some of our close friends are common exhibitors there as well. Canopy, Podium. A lot of our neighbors here in Utah. So it's fun seeing them all around at different conferences, and it's fun seeing them in that setting as well.
Yeah, definitely. And as we were discussing off air, a lot of our members are looking to start offering bookkeeping services. They may not know how to go about it. Who to work with. What they do know is that their clients are asking them for those services.
Perfect.
What happens often is as our members are serving the Latino market is growing, very entrepreneurial. They're opening up businesses, and then they go to our members who are currently tax professionals, and they're telling them, hey, how do I do how do I open up a business, or can you do my bookkeeping or payroll? And so the members naturally ask us, and then what we do, we introduce them to partners like ZipBooks and like you guys. But did you see that at the Tax Fest? Was there like a demand for bookkeeping services, or what was your info about our membership overall?
Yeah, so any members that are hopping on, I want you to know you're not alone in your clients asking you to do the bookkeeping. That's very common for tax pros to be asked to jump into bookkeeping. So yeah, when we were at the conference, just about every conversation I had was, Dallin, I want to become a bookkeeper. I know I need to. I don't really know how. I don't know what tools to use. I don't know what even the beginning steps are to starting my bookkeeping business. Can you help? And really, Tony, that'll be the focus today is how can you start your own bookkeeping business? We want to provide you with high-level information of what bookkeepers do, but also even the nitty-gritties of what softwares to use and how to use them effectively so that you can run a successful bookkeeping business. So Tony, if it's all right, I'd love to jump right into some things and show a couple slides and run through software. Is that all right?
I love it. Let's get right into it.
Okay, perfect. So we're going to start off with starting your own bookkeeping business. And real quick overview here. So I want to cover, why you should offer bookkeeping services if you're a tax pro. Why you should offer bookkeeping services, what a bookkeeper does, and how can you make sure you succeed as a bookkeeper. So let's first start with why you should offer bookkeeping services. Now, we understand that tax isn't a year-round thing. Well, I mean, we try to make it a year-round thing. It should be a year-round focus, right? But for tax pros, you have these busy pockets of time throughout the year that you're filing taxes. And then in the off season, a lot of tax pros tend to look for something else to do, another source or stream of income, or even just something to keep them busy. So bookkeeping clearly offers a steady stream of income year-round, because businesses always need bookkeepers. There's job stability because, again, a business without a bookkeeper is typically a failing business. They need to understand their finances and where the money is coming and going. And then another reason to become a bookkeeper is, if you set things up right, you have incredible work-life flexibility. So you can kind of come and go as you please, right? Most of your clients don't necessarily care where or how the work's done, but they do need it done consistently. So if you want to work, Monday through Wednesday and take a long weekend, great. That's up to you. So what does a bookkeeper do? I want to cover just the basics of what a bookkeeper does. And then later on, I'll be showing you tools that will help you with these processes. So first things first, a bookkeeper categorizes or organizes transactions that each business makes. Whether that's money coming into an account or money leaving an account, these transactions need to be put into different categories of spend, right? Once you've categorized all of these transactions, then you need to reconcile the books. And I'm going to cover each of these points a little bit more in depth of what these mean. After categorization comes reconciliation. And then you simply produce reports for your clients. So let's jump into categorization and what that looks like a little bit more. So as you get started, let's say you've got a couple clients and they want you to start doing some bookkeeping for them. What you're going to do is you're going to set up a chart of accounts. That's just fancy accounting talk to really say that really you're going to set up a hierarchy of transactions, right? A hierarchy of organization. Most accounting softwares come with a standard or a default chart of accounts. So usually that's not even something that you need to mess with too much, but it is something that you need to know, that you have to have a chart of accounts. So then next comes categorizing these transactions. So meaning tying each transaction directly to a category in your chart of accounts. And I'll show you how that's done in a tool. But after you categorize comes reconciliation. So it's balancing the checkbook. So what I mean by that is your bank statements or your bank feeds have a list of everything coming in and everything going out. So to balance the checkbook or to reconcile an account, you need to make sure that everything in your bank account matches with everything that has been pulled out or put into your accounting software, okay? And then you need to find any errors. So was there anything that was left out? And if not, then your books have been reconciled. If there's anything that's missing, then we need to go and find that missing transaction or two and make sure that that is accounted for as well. And then lastly is reporting. So once you've categorized transactions, once you've reconciled the books, then reports come pretty easily. Now, there's three main reports that you're going to want to become very familiar with. That's the balance sheet, the income statement, and the cash flow statement. The balance sheet simply tells you where this business is at right now, how much money they have in the bank, and what their debts are that they owe today. The income statement is really just to understand, sales minus expenses, where you're at after that process, right? And then cash flow statement, essentially after everything's said and done, how much is the company making? So now if you had to go and produce these reports on your own by hand, it can get pretty laborious, but luckily there's softwares out there that simplify it, that'll actually do it automatically for you. So something that you don't have to worry about. So now I come to, how do I succeed as a bookkeeper? Dallin, I still don't truly understand what I'm doing as a bookkeeper because I don't even know what tools I'm going to be looking at. So how do I succeed? Well, I want to show you. We're just going to jump right into the ZipBooks accounting software that helps automate a lot of the process for you, so you don't have to do everything by hand, or you don't even have to do everything in Excel. Don't worry, we do most of the heavy lifting for you. So ZipBooks is a free accounting software for anybody that sees this this webinar, this Facebook Live, anybody that has access to this video. You will receive a free ZipBooks account, and that's free for life. So let me walk you through how we help you and your bookkeeping business. So as you set up your account's going to look much like this, where it's showing total number of licenses. This is a reference of you have 35 clients that you're working on. And then we're going to provide some fun and highly informational charts and graphs for you so that you can understand how you're doing as a bookkeeping business, even down to tracking hours per team member, even per client, so you know how much time you're spending doing the bookkeeping. So now, how do I set up a new client? Well, as you jump into your ZipBooks account, we're going to go to this little plus sign, and from here, I'm going to set up a new client, company name, client email, first name, last name, some information about them, and we're going to go ahead and add that client. Now, once you do that, you can come to your client list, and you can manage all of your clients. From a high-level overview, we're going to tell you which clients you're keeping up with and which clients you're falling behind on. So let's actually just jump right into this client, and I'm going to show you more of the day-to-day efforts of a bookkeeper. So if I jump into this client, again, I can see some charts and graphs and reports that ZipBooks has made for me automatically. But you're going to want to come into transactions because, again, we need to categorize, we need to reconcile, and then we need to provide reports. So how do I categorize in a real-life scenario? So as I have set up a client, if I come to this tab, now I'm looking at a list of all transactions because I have connected their bank accounts here. So once I connect all of their business bank accounts, every transaction that comes in will be put right here in the software. And then it's up to me, being the bookkeeper, to categorize those transactions. So ZipBooks comes with a standard chart of accounts, and we even help you categorize. We have a high level of automation. So you'll see a couple of things here. These transactions with green check marks next to them are ones that I have categorized already, but I'll show you the process. Now, you see these transactions, it has a percentage by it, 99%. That's because we have machine learning that is going to automatically categorize these for me. So this transaction comes in. ZipBooks tells me 99% of the time I should categorize this transaction as sales. If I agree with that, I'm just going to click check mark. See how easy categorization is so easy. Payroll and services, salaries and wages. I agree, ZipBooks. Now, when it comes to a transaction like this, check 101, we have very little information about it. I don't know if I need to mark this transaction as sales. It's not sales, it's an expense, right? Do I need to mark it as a travel expense, an office expense? What do I do? So what you can do is we're just going to highlight that transaction, and I'm going to ask my client a little bit more information about it. Hey, can you tell me what this transaction was for? And I'm going to send that text right on over to my client. Now, once they get that, they can submit their response, and their response will come right here in this chat window so that side by side I can categorize it. So they might say something like, oh, I had to go to Costco and make a purchase for just some office supplies. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go office expenses. and I'm going to categorize that transaction. So then once all of my transactions are categorized, then it comes to reconciliation. Reconciliation is over here on the left. I'll click that. And again, reconciliation means that everything that has happened in my bank accounts is also happening in my accounting software to make sure that all of my reports and all of my understanding is correct. So reconciliations, we're going to come to each month, and you want to reconcile every month. So this is showing me that in ZipBooks, I show a balance of $41,542.39. In my Chase checking account, my bank account, I show that same balance. So this means that this is reconciled, so everything's accurate. If I come to another month where maybe not everything is reconciled, maybe I'm missing some things. Let's see if this one will show me. Okay, so ZipBooks is showing this balance, Chase checking showing this balance. So I've got a lot of missing information. So what I need to do is, well, this month I actually didn't finish categorizing all of my transactions, so it's not going to show correctly, so I can't continue. Once I finish categorizing all of my transactions, then I can compare my bank account with everything in ZipBooks to make sure that it's all accurate. If anything's missing, then I can add in a transaction here. Let's say my client withdrew some cash and went to Walmart to buy some office supplies in cash. Well, I need to track that, so I can enter in an additional transaction here to make sure that everything is accounted for. And then once we're done doing the reconciliations, then we can just jump into reports. And again, something nice is ZipBooks will produce all of your reports for you. So you don't have to know the formulas. You don't have to have a very in-depth understanding like a CPA would. ZipBooks will produce it all for you. So income statement, if we jump into here, then this will produce some level of understanding of what's going on in the business, right? And a lot of times our clients will want their income statement, their balance sheet, and their cash flow statement. So directly from this tool, you can send these reports to your clients, and your clients will know what to do with them. Your clients will better understand if they're, if they're profitable or if they're losing money. So you can take a look at the income statement, and you can see again from a high level, what my client is spending on advertising, even broken down a little bit to online advertising, software subscriptions, rent, right? Everything. So it breaks everything down so your clients will truly understand more about their business. Now, there are so many more things that you can do as a bookkeeper, add-on services, such as setting up invoices, sending or paying invoices for your clients. So you can jump in here and you can start creating invoices and set up recurring profiles. So every month, your client will send an invoice to their clients and you can pay it, right? And everything can be run smoothly. So you can do invoices, you can do accounts payable, you can do accounts receivable. There's a whole world of things that you can do. But what I've covered in here are the basics. And as you get the basics down, then you can venture into some of these additional services that you can offer if you'd like. But really, from a high-level overview, that's bookkeeping. Now you just need to go out and set up your account and play around in it. Get a couple clients. Even connect your own bank accounts and do your own bookkeeping to make sure you're doing it right. Tony, I don't know if you've got any questions for me, or if any questions are possibly coming in.
Yeah, definitely. We are live on Facebook right now, so anybody in the audience or on Zoom webinar, if you have any questions, now is the time to ask. My question to you, Dallin, is if somebody wanted to just jump right in, get their hands dirty, do you have like a free trial? Could they go in? You said this is available to accountants at no charge?
Yes. Yep. So for all accountants, you can receive your own free ZipBooks account. That's free for life. And we'll even let you try it out free for some of your first initial clients. So again, it comes at no cost to you. Your first 10 clients will be free, and your account is free as well. So anybody that's on here, in fact, I'm going to jump right back here to my last slide here. Any questions? Here's my email. If you've got any additional questions, send me a quick email. But anybody that submits their email through this webinar or Facebook, whatever it is, we're happy to set you up with your own free account. If you go through our website, you'll run into, some prices. But we want to make it free for you. So please reach out and we'll set you up with your account.
I love that. So anybody listening, by being part of Latino Tax Pro, all the members and all the those that engage with us, free trial for you to go and check that out and get your hands dirty. Because I know I get that question a lot. How do I start? How does it work? Well, the best way is just dive right in.
Just dive right in. Just give it a shot. And if you run into anything that's holding you back, if you've got any questions, if you lack the confidence to move forward, reach out to us. We're also happy to help. There are also plenty of videos, even on YouTube or even on Google, that will help you along the way as well. But again, we do most of the heavy lifting for you in the software. If you have just the basic understanding of categorization, reconciliation, and reports, that's all you need to get started. So jump on in there and let's have some fun doing some bookkeeping.
Yeah, I just got a question. How do I get a free account to try the system? Email Dallin at ZipBooks.com.
Yep, send me a quick email. I'm happy to set that up. I'll set it up here in the next 20 minutes or so.
Oh yeah. So give them send them an email. A question. I don't know if you can answer this, Dallin, but it says, how does this pertain to my truck drivers?
Great question. So even truck drivers need bookkeeping done. So same sort of process. If we jump in here, we can set up an account for your truck drivers, and any transactions that come in, again, it'll still be the exact same process, and we can help categorize all their transactions. But for your truck drivers, it'll be even a little easier for you because there's not a whole lot of variety in their transactions. So those are some great clients.
Yeah, definitely. And then, it's interesting, by serving the Latino market, we see certain industries like a lot of construction, landscaping, truck drivers, restaurants.
Totally.
So, to be able to use ZipBooks to serve those industries, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And all those industries, that's our bread and butter. That is our most, typical clients here on ZipBooks are exactly what you just mentioned, Tony. We see a ton of restaurants use ZipBooks because it's so easy to use, and they don't want to have to become an accountant to do their bookkeeping. They just want something that's quick, easy, simple to use, and cheap. And so we definitely satisfy that need. And I know that you guys that are jumping into bookkeeping, I know you can be that segue into helping them, save them a lot of time as well.
Yeah. Oh, here's another question. Will you be offering this class in Atlanta? Do you guys ever do live user conferences or workshops on how to start your own bookkeeping services across the country? Is that something you guys ever do?
We don't. So this is our first one. Depending on I guess the feedback from this little webinar, we may do more often. But we don't typically offer how to get started as a bookkeeper classes. But there are plenty of classes out there. A lot of them are paid to learn. But you can even get on YouTube, and there's plenty of help there. We would typically provide the software and help you kind of stumble along, learn the software, and learn how to become a bookkeeper in ZipBooks. But as far as an open dialogue like this, it's less frequent.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you for your time, Dallin. We will be in touch. we are recording this webinar, so we'll have it featured on our YouTube channel.
Great.
Your team wrote a great blog article. It was Rachel.
Yeah.
Great blog
Rachel's
article.
awesome.
We're gonna share that. We did already, but we're gonna continue sharing that because we want to provide answers, resources, and information to the members, to people that are listening. We want to be at Latino Tax Pro. We want to be just a resource for you and give you the answers that you need. So whether you're expanding into new services like bookkeeping, whether you're looking for the latest tax updates, join us, attend the regional seminars, and attend the webinars because we're here to help. So.
Yep.
And I'm so glad that you could join us on that journey, Dallin. But thank you, Dallin. Thank you, ZipBooks. And we'll see everyone soon.
Thanks so much. See ya.
Awesome. Have a good one. Bye.